We work really hard with businesses to be able to adequately quantify sustainability. And so what we're seeing with clients at the moment and with businesses across a range of industries, but probably more so in consumer goods, food, agriculture and their value chains, is that companies are building valuation as part of their day-to-day decision making. So both in terms of that forward-thinking ambition and vision, but also in how they get to the nuts and bolts of delivering against those strategies. How do you start to put a value on the intangibles? How do you put a value on brand? How do you put a value on stakeholder engagement, on a social license to operate? These types of components need to be built into that business case, and that does make them more attractive. We're not just talking about direct costs being reduced. You could be talking about total cost of ownership. You could be talking about total value of ownership. That's what can sway the business case in many situations. And thankfully organisations are also looking a bit further in advance as well. So they're looking 5-10 years out, they're not just looking over the next 2 to 3 years. Understanding the resonance that your products have with your customers and consumers is critical to be able to decide what level of visibility you really want. But also it can help you connect your consumers to the product origin. Having improved visibility across your suppliers down to your primary production is increasingly critical. Whether you need to have a fully traceable product or whether you have the assurance of how something is being produced is up for debate. Collaborative models for circular economy are an area that I think can drive real competitive advantage. And this is not necessarily about working and collaborating with your peers, but more so around collaborating across the value chain. Whether that is around the work that you do with Origin Green and bringing partners together around moving to a more sustainable food system, but also being able to position the companies with the customers. Or whether it's around collaborations along a value chain that can actually then identify where there can be really big buckets of value to be delivered to all of the companies in that chain. If we can get value chain participants, farmers, processors, consumer goods companies, retailers, able to work better and more efficiently, we're going to see a change in the way the industry works. I challenge people to think about how you can collaborate to make those incremental changes transformational.